They told you to wait, to be patient, to be kind, to follow the rules they themselves never intended to obey. They raised you with chains and called them virtues, taught you to kneel and said it was strength. But deep inside, even then, something didn't sit right. Something screamed. Something clawed from the inside, refusing to die in silence. That voice, that was you before the world tried to drown you in obedience. That was your truth, your instinct, your raw, untamed self, the one they feared. So they buried it under guilt, under shame, under lessons meant to make you easier to control. But you are waking up now, aren't you? You felt it. That shift. That cold clarity that hits like a slap to the face in the dead of night. That whisper that says, this world does not care who you are, only what you take. The lie of fairness has cracked. The illusion of peace has burned. And all that's left is what you always suspected. This is a war. Not with guns. Not with armies. But a psychological slaughter where the weak are programmed to love their cage. The truth. You were never weak. You were just surrounded by cowards. People who made peace with mediocrity and called it maturity. People who chose comfort over truth and convinced themselves they were wise. But you were born different. You didn't come here to obey. You didn't come here to be liked. You came here to rise, and rising demands pain. Because real power is not found. It's not inherited. It's not granted through favors or filtered through popularity. Real power is built in the dark, with bloody hands and a soul that refused to break. It's forged in betrayal. It's sharpened through isolation. It's born when you've been torn apart and stitched yourself back together without anyone's help. They don't tell you that. They want you soft. They want you waiting. Waiting for a sign. Waiting for permission. Waiting for the right time. But the truth is brutal. No one is coming. No one is coming to hand you your crown. If you want the throne, you drag yourself through the mud and take it. You rip it from the hands of those too weak to hold it, and you don't apologize for it. Because silence is your greatest weapon. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to scream your intentions into the void. While they flex for approval, you study. While they chase followers, you build an empire in secret. And when they laugh, let them. Their laughter will echo back as screams when the mask comes off. When the predator they mocked finally bares its teeth, it's already too late for them to run. You are not here to play fair. You are not here to explain yourself to sheep who tremble at the first crack of thunder. You are not here to seek validation from people whose lives are built on compromise and cowardice. You are here to dominate. You are here to build something that will outlive the ashes of everyone who doubted you. Let them talk. Let them believe you're harmless. Let them believe they've won. Because they don't see the war you've been fighting. The war inside. The nights without sleep. The betrayal you swallowed without flinching. The dreams you buried, then dug up with your bare hands. They don't see the pressure, the silence, the weight. But they will see the outcome. And when they do, it will be too late to stop it. This world has one rule: you eat or you are eaten. And the ones who win, they learn early that mercy is expensive. That empathy, when given to the wrong people, is a loaded gun pointed at your own head. The same people who beg for help today will turn on you tomorrow when it suits them. The same people you carried when they were drowning will spit on you the moment they find solid ground. So cut them off. Let the dead weight sink. Carrying the wrong people is how kings lose their crown. They'll guilt you. They'll act like victims. But you owe them nothing. Not loyalty. Not time. Not pieces of yourself. You bled for people who wouldn't give you a drop of water in return. Now it's time to take back every drop of that blood. Piece by piece. Step by step. Yes, it will be lonely. Power always is. Comfort is for the mediocre. Familiarity is a prison. You will walk alone, not because no one wants to walk with you, but because they can't. They can't handle the fire. They can't breathe in the smoke you were born in. You tried to bring them with you, but they chose the warmth of their chains. Let them stay. Let them rot. You have miles to go, and every step forward demands sacrifice. You will lose sleep. You will lose friends. You will lose the illusion of safety. But what you will gain, what you will become, is something this world cannot ignore. You won't just survive, you'll become untouchable. And when you strike, it won't be out of vengeance. That's too small. This isn't revenge. This is evolution. This is you becoming what they told you was impossible. What they mocked. What they feared. You don't need to hurt them, they'll destroy themselves trying to understand how you rose while they stayed in the same place, feeding each other lies. Understand this. Power is not about control over others. It's about control over yourself. Control over your emotions, your reactions, your thoughts. The world will try to provoke you. They want to see you stumble. They want to see you lash out. Don't give them that satisfaction. Every time you react without thinking, they win. But when you respond with precision, when you move like a shadow with purpose, they can't touch you. You are not the person they think you are. You are not the version they remember. That version died, was buried in silence, in suffering. And what rose from that grave is a machine, cold, focused, unstoppable. You don't need recognition. You don't need applause. Those things are for people who still think approval equals value. You're beyond that now. Your value is in your discipline, in your consistency, in your refusal to fold, even when everything around you is burning. They thought they broke you. They thought you were done. But you were just getting started. The storm didn't pass. It became you. And now, you are the reckoning. Not for revenge but for balance. To correct what was broken. To take back what was stolen. to remind them that monsters aren't always loud. Sometimes they're quiet, focused, patient, and deadly. Let the world laugh. Let them doubt. Because while they seek attention, you'll take territory. While they chase noise, you'll master silence. While they wait for permission, you'll rewrite the laws of your reality. And when the moment comes, you won't just arrive. You'll consume everything in your path. Because you weren't built to kneel. You weren't made to beg. You weren't created to be passive. You are the answer to every time you were dismissed. Every time you were underestimated. Every time they looked you in the eyes and saw nothing because they couldn't comprehend what you were becoming. Let them fear you. You don't need to prove anything anymore. You've already done the work. The grind. The pain. The long nights that no one clapped for. You don't rise by shouting. You rise by enduring. By breaking. By rebuilding. Over and over again until nothing can break you anymore. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you inevitable. They gave you pain, and you used it as fuel. They gave you silence, and you turned it into strategy. They gave you nothing, and you built everything. So now, stand up. Not with pride, but with precision. With cold, calculated power that does not flinch. That does not hesitate. That does not need to be seen. Because your success will be so loud it will echo in the minds of those who once dismissed you. Your rise will be so undeniable, even your enemies will have no choice but to watch in silence. And your name, it won't be remembered because you were loud. It will be remembered because you refused to be forgotten. You didn't ask for power. You took it. And now, it's yours. Forever.